Hey y'all, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a really off-the-cuff sort of video. So I'm working on an actual new build guide for this. I'm calling Warstaff because it's a Warpath build that uses a staff. Yeah, it's really good. I figured I'm doing the video footage for it, and I'm about to do an arena for like 50 waves. I might as well just toss it on here and see if what you think about just watching the arena real quick, and I'll do a little bit of commentary on it while I'm doing it, tell you why I like this build, so on and so forth. And a couple days from now, I'll release the actual guide so you can see how to make the build. But just real quick, it's a Warpath build, and it uses a two-hander, and it's taking advantage of the new armor and prots while channeling, and the damage while channeling, but primarily armor and prots while channeling to have insanely good armor and prots, which are up 100% of the time because I'll be spinning 100% of the time. So let me show you what it looks like. It's performing really well. I've tested it once with armor and prots while channeling actually built into it in arenas, and it did 200 something, 230. So really good. Can definitely do more. That was with not great gear at all. In fact, the gear was, other than the armor and prots while channeling, gear is pretty shitty. Used a little better now, but still very far from optimized. So I have no doubts this can compete at the higher levels with some of the best builds in the game right now. So yeah, you can see I just spin. I keep up my sigils. Once in a while I hit Holy Aura to just absolutely wreck everything. And then I've got whatever that one was, still moves you down here. Stop spinning. But the Vault Renewal gives me nice speed buff as well. Those guys, they have a really strong close-in attack. This build's going to be real face roll in the arenas. In fact, the 50 that I do, it'll be face roll all the time. It doesn't even begin to get challenging until well into the hundreds. I'm not going to much bother with the gear. I'll just take a really quick look at it and move on to the next one. Really two objectives. Two objectives: spin, don't stop spinning, and keep up the cooldowns. Then use your big cooldowns whenever you need them. We're still standing, but this build can even take a lot of that. You can turn chat off. Like I said, this is like a really quick, I was gonna do this arena rave, and I'm like, hey, might as well record something. Might as well I'm recording anyway. I was gonna record it for the build guide because that's how I get my footage. Just because I do stream these, but when I stream, I have an overlay, and I don't want the overlay on the YouTube video. It's gonna be kind of cheesy. So I go in and I actually do brand new footage for all the build guides. It doesn't usually take me too long depending on what monolith my character is currently at, as long as he hasn't died recently. And then just, arena 150 is about what I do, and then I usually put footage somewhere between 30 and 50 on there. That's why I don't show higher, because all of these builds go higher than 50, but it take me a while to get 100 plus, and then start to show the footage that seems like it's worth it. Since really it's just trying to show off what the build generally do, not show off its highest capabilities. You hit Holy Aura and just absolutely annihilates things, just like the other build, Dark Light Paladin that I did. This one is tankier, as it seems to be. Which is crazy since it's using a one-hander. Using a sword. Or wand and vortex. There's no board on this one, that's the big difference. This one can be done. I'll explain this in the build guide. This one can be done with a sword board, a wanted board, scepter board style. But you'll have to change some things out. The damage won't be as good. I'm not sure if the defenses will actually be better if you do. It depends on how well you push into block protections. Because you lose about 900 or so. Yeah, this one particular 932 armor and prods while channeling. Oops, wrong button. Got lucky, didn't actually go off. So that's a pretty substantial loss. You see the difference is just tremendous across. This is brand new for the most part, a couple of weeks old. So the last patch introduced that affix, all the wall channeling affixes, but they didn't work initially for Warpath. Because apparently Warpath is just a little bit different. It's just it's programmed a little bit differently into their system. And so then they hot fixed it in. So now it's really strong. It's probably stronger than they intended. Some of us in the community have a theory that the reason that wall channeling was added didn't really have anything to do with Warpath. It was to improve their new skill, Disintegrate, which they seem to really like. It's a cool skill, but it was underperforming heavily. And it's a channel skill, and you have to kind of stand there, you can't move. So the wild channeling stuff, especially the armored crossbow, the damage stuff, gives you incentive to stand there, and potentially helps you survive longer. But it had the unintended, I think the unintended consequence of making Warpath really strong. Really, really strong. I imagine they kind of knew it would trickle over, because they had to know by the time they decided to patch it in. It wouldn't make sense for them not to patch it. It's a channeling ability, it needs to be on here. But I think while it did certainly help Disintegrate, it made Warpath even better in the meta, so to speak. These guys, by the way, when they swing like that, if you stand really close to them, you'll actually interrupt it. They can't hit you. They'll stop. We're wave 20, 25, it's still 20 base. I'm not even like worrying much about what I'm standing in, because it's not dangerous. I'm gonna have to use my CDs. I think I've used Call to Person once. Well, there were like 5 times. This guy. He's got Nox. There he goes. He's halfway done in 8.5 minutes. Not even, because we had to start immediately. It's about 8 minutes. That's pretty fast. It will slow down, obviously, when you get to higher levels. That's still quite. You're watching the damage, or something. 15k bursts. Those are from the Holy Aura's Fire Burst. Those are Fire Burst procs. Then you'll also see Fireball shooting out, and that's actually from the passive tree. The passive tree that gives it a chance when you hit launch a Fireball. And because we're fire base, we get a lot of bonus fire damage. So that becomes really strong. Gives us about 2 to 3k damage when it goes off. And we can direct where it goes to. It'll go towards the enemy that gets hit. lives. I'm done. Shoot, let that fall off. Pick up a couple. Crazy part about how little damage I'm taking. Oh shit, that fell off again. Crazy part is I don't even have like my glancing blow 100%. It's at 70, and I have very little dodge, 1% dodge, 5% block chance because I'm not shooting. So my my additional defenses are very low, all things considered. It's almost all armor and procs. Which is not necessarily the optimal way to play it, it's just the way the build is currently, because you're not really prioritizing getting armor cross up. That's kind of how it happened. Yeah, there's a lot of room here. Yeah, it's still performing at a high level already. It's also taking advantage of set health as an effect, which is something that's new to my builds. I'll be talking about that also in the build guide. But set health is just real quick. Oh, that one doesn't have it. That one doesn't have it. That one does like 28 health per equipped item with this affix. And talking to some other theory crafters in the community, they suggested that you can get over 1,000 additional health with that and some of your other increases in health combined. Bonus health. Over 1,000 additional health on top of whatever else you otherwise would get. So they recommend high level pushing, high arena pushing. That should use that. So we're bringing it in here, and we don't have all of it yet. I think we've only got 2 of the 3 or 4 that we can have. I think we only have 2, and we don't have them at tier 5. But it definitely made a substantial difference with health. 12, almost 1,300 is more health than I normally have in my builds. So that'll probably become a mainstay to my builds. Any builds that require health, which is just a better build. Even most builds that use ward, if they're using exsanguinous, will benefit from more health using exsanguinous than produce more. That's probably a question that's a little bit outside of the scope of what we're doing here. Subject. If you want to talk about exsanguinous, feel free to stop by the Twitch channel. I will leave that in the notes here, as I always do. Or any other build guides for that matter. I really like talking about this game. I really like talking to the community. If someone who wants to talk about this stuff in more detail, feel free to stop by. I Twitch a lot. Alright, Twitch a lot. Wow, I stream a lot. Yeah, this is gonna you're gonna notice I'm gonna make a lot of wording errors in this. This is how I stream. I'm talking how I stream, and I'm not gonna do much of any edit for this except for maybe that one swear word. I'm not gonna edit that out probably because they don't pay me. I'm not monetized. Who cares? Yeah, this is basically my stream. So if you only watched my YouTube videos so far, you've never been on my stream, and you're curious what my streams are like, this is kind of like what it is, except I actually talk to you guys because you're asking me questions, or just making comments, or whatever it might be, just hanging out, chilling. Another nice thing about this build in comparison to the other Warpath build I did, the one that uses a wand, is this one has relatively okay melee Warpath damage. It does like 200 to 300, whereas using a wand you do like 15. And so that is nice because it actually does add a little bit to your DPS, but even more so, it adds to your leech. So before you get the big hits from your fire blast, having that trickle, which is a little bit more than the trickle, the warpath, regular attacks, is really nice. This build also has more health regen than the wand build does, which is actually due to Sigils of Hope, which this is using, and the wand one is not using. The wand one wasn't using it for one reason, because the primary reason, because the skill didn't have a skill tree when I made that. That skill tree came out with this most recent update. And that's why this build was made in the first place, because I wanted to try out sigils with it. And so here we are. And it has performed very well. And then they added on the wall channeling. And even better. Very, very strong build now. Last 5 waves. See, like, very few things can even do any damage. I can basically stand things. We're up to wave 47, and it's still no contest, no challenge. And it will be like this for a while, even after this video ends, if I were to continue the arena, which I'm not going to, but if I were, and as I have in the past, at when I tested this, yeah, it was pretty easy for a while. They get a little harder. I kind of do that circle around thing, so they don't get in the middle of them. But at the stage, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's the build. Let me just show you real quick where this is done. At my highest tier so far is right here, 230. It can definitely do higher than that. In fact, I believe, if I remember correctly, that was like an unfortunate death. I definitely didn't feel like I had to die there. Like it wasn't like overwhelming by any stretch. So we can definitely go a lot further than 230. But that's where the build is right now, and I will be releasing a build guide for this hopefully within the next week. The sooner the better. It just depends on time. My semester starts this week, so however it works out around that. But sometime this week, the intention is to get that guide out. So I will see you all again later. The next video will be the guide for this build.